The ancient art of healing, Feng Shui. Apparently it can turn your love life around. Apparently it can alter your health and well-being. And if it can for the good, then perhaps it can also for the bad. But how? Is it as simple as moving a piece of furniture or a pot plant, perhaps? To unveil the mysteries of Feng Shui, we welcome Joey Yap. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning,
Hi,
Joey.
good morning.
And am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, it's Feng Shui. That's the correct Mandarin pronunciation.
Feng Shui.
That's right.
And what is it exactly?
Well, actually, it's an art of harnessing the energies from the environment to help achieve your endeavors. So you must first know what you want before you plan your house to tap to the chi, the energy of the environment, to support what you want to get in the end.
Okay, but it's not about just moving a piece of furniture here and there,
No,
is
it's
it?
not.
It's an
That's the
overall
common misconception about how, people should put things around their house to enhance their life. It's not about that. The actual Feng Shui that is practiced by the Asian Feng Shui masters is actually about aligning the property to the energies of the environment.
And there are
That's
lots of no-nos, aren't there? There are lots of simple no-nos that you can... For instance, if you open your front door, you don't immediately want to walk upstairs, do you?
That's right, that's right.
Why is that?
Feng Shui focuses on the flow of qi. And when we have the staircase directly in front of the door, when the qi comes in, it flows. There's a clash between two forces. Therefore, it cannot come into the house and benefit the people in the house.
People take it very, very seriously, don't they? I remember in Hong Kong, there's a building that rises up the side of a cliff. And in the middle of the building, about 5 or 6 stories high, is this big hole.
Yeah. Some buildings are
So the
designed...
dragon's breath can...
Some of them, that is considering the forms in the environment. Right? Forms means the natural environmental formation of the mountain and water to see how it flows. And sometimes because the impact's too strong, they have to design the building in such a way to facilitate that flow of qi.
Right.
So that probably that's the reason why they did something like that.
What about modern technology? I mean, there is so much sort of microwave activity flowing through the air. Does that affect...
No, it's a different type of energy we're talking about. We're talking about qi flow as in, Tai Chi talks about the qi inside the body, but Feng Shui talks about the natural energy outside of the environment. So it's internal, external. It's just two different things.
To kind of demystify it a bit, I mean, it's quite sensible because, when you walk into a home and it's got a very long corridor and there's a front door there and there's a back door and all of the wind shoots straight through, that sort of makes you unsettled.
Yeah,
and
we call it merciless qi.
Merciless qi.
Yeah, because when the moment it enters, it leaves directly. It doesn't get to circulate around the house.
That's great.
Yeah, so you want the qi
to
meander.
meander. That's right. So the way we design the property is basically to allow the qi to facilitate the flow so that we get to benefit from it. So that's how it is in Feng Shui.
All right, well, so let's take us to a house, the front door. What are the things we should do once...
The most important thing now is the front door because it's the mouth of qi. So we want it to be facing an open, spacious area externally as well as internally so that the qi can flow. So this is the first important thing.
Okay, so you don't want branches and...
No obstruction.
Right, okay.
All right, for example, a lamppost or a pillar right in front of the door, it will obstruct the flow of qi.
Okay.
So we don't want that. That's the most important thing.
Okay, and so often you go through the front door and you'll go to the entry hallway or something like that?
Now, sometimes we enter the house, the foyer, we have to be spacious to allow qi to flow to the rest of the building. That's the most important thing.
Okay, so we don't want to squeeze through that entry,
No squeezing through. The moment you enter, you see a wall, the qi bounces off.
What can you do, though, if you have a small house and you don't have that very generous foyer? I mean, there are some cures, aren't there?
We focus on things that we can do. There are 3 important factors in Feng Shui: main door, kitchen, and bedroom. If we can't fix those that we cannot fix, we focus on the things that we can do. The bedroom or the kitchen.
Well, the kitchen is interesting because it's a place for... Well, you've got the stove and you've got the sink, so
that's
there's fire and water, which would be opposing energy.
Correct, yes,
opposing
that's right.
qi.
We don't want fire and water to clash, so usually the stove should not be immediately next to the water.
I see, so you should place it opposite or just away from.
Just away, that's important.
And what about in the bedroom?
The bedroom, most important is the bed location. So usually you want to place it to a solid wall. Okay, so we don't want a bed to be placed, like, for example, next to the same wall as your door. That would be yin and yang in balance because the door is an active energy. So you put the bed on the same wall, what happens is you don't get a good night's sleep.
Right.
All right, so what we described so far is called the forms. Then there's another part called formulas, where we actually analyze the direction that they're sleeping at. What direction they're tapping. That we have to personalize it to the people in that house.
Really? So you would go in as a consultant and you would meet the people.
We meet the people.
You would...
Look at their date of birth, find out what their personal energy is, and then look at the house if it suits them.
Right,
so
okay.
we have to tap 2 things at the same time.
Well, that's interesting. We'll just get onto that in a second. I just want to cover one more thing. The bedroom and
Kitchen.
the mirror in the bedroom.
Ah, this is the famous one. Many people are worried that if the mirror is facing the bed, they will have issues. Now, this is actually a small issue.
Oh, is it? I've always been really paranoid about that.
Oh, you don't
Yeah,
have
but
to
probably
be.
for
Yeah.
other reasons.
You know, a lot of people put mirrors and they try to reflect the energy and all that. Mirror does nothing but reflect light. So don't be paranoid about mirror. And so are the other items in the house. Many people are, oh, I must put ducks in this corner and toads in this corner. Those are Chinese culture. Chinese culture and the practice of feng shui are two different things.
Right.
That's very good to separate that, actually.
We must
I didn't
separate
know
that because people pass off cultural things as feng shui, so the whole house looks like a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Whilst we're on Chinese restaurants, why have Chinese restaurants always got thousands of neon lights?
I think that's they like it colourful, that's all. There's nothing to do with feng shui. Feng shui
Just like
basically is just
sea.
direction and location, you know.
Okay.
Now, look, you also do charts and things, and you've taken my birth date and you've
that's
found
right.
out some interesting things about me, I think.
That's right. So what I do now is, besides feng shui, the Chinese metaphysics also include Chinese astrology. And there are two systems of astrology. One is called the purple star, Ziwei, and the other type is called Ba Zi, 8 characters or 4 pillars of destiny.
Yep.
So what I've used now is actually the 4 pillars of destiny method.
Yes.
So we convert your date of birth into the elements. And these elements, if they're balanced, you got a good life.
Oh, okay. Are
At
they
any
balanced?
point at any point in your time when the elements are off balance, then you have an issue. Okay? So far so good.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what we looked into a chart and we discovered that your favorable element is fire. And the industry that you're in, the business that you're in right now is a fire element. So it's good for you.
Oh, okay. So I'm in the right job.
Right job.
Oh, thank goodness
All
for
right.
that.
And according to your chart, the moment you reach 45, you enter into a much better luck.
Really?
Yes. Right.
Oh,
More fame,
hello.
more status.
Oh, I won't be getting upset about turning 45. It'll be another 10 or 15 years away, but...
Well, 6. so
6 and a bit.
She has a fire energy. She's in a fire business.
Yes, this is a fire business. See, what happens when we look in the chart and find out what is the element that you need, and then what happens if we recommend the person, all right, these are the sort of business you can do if you want to open a business. This is the sort of career that you can pursue, or these sort of actions you could take to improve your life. So you see, a lot of people think that astrology, in Chinese astrology, you have to put things, wear necklaces and all that. That is the wrong concept again. What happens is we prescribe action. To change your life is basically to change the attitude, the character, and the things that you do or don't do. You know, that's basically it.
It's
Oh,
very
I need to read your books, I think.
Very fascinating.
Yeah.
Speaking of Joey's books, he has 2 here. One exterior, one interior, with all to do with feng shui.
All to do with feng shui, that's right.
It's been a delight to meet you. Thank you
Thank
for coming
you.
in this
Thank
morning.
you very
Meet
much.
you, Joe.
I'd like to speak to you again.
Absolutely. And we'll be back with the serenity of the pistachio nut encased in a placidly peaceful meatloaf of chicken. That's after this.